testify, and I gotta testify. I get flowers every Sunday. I'ma marry me one day. True love ain't something you can buy yourself. True love finally happens when you buy yourself. So if you buy yourself, then go and buy yourself another round from the bottle on the higher shelf.
Good evening and happy Monday. I forgot already. Like it almost feels like it is not. I didn't work today. I didn't tell y'all that I'm on vacation, so it didn't feel like Monday. But happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday to our social media family. For those that may not know me, I am Tiffany Fisher. I am the executive director of the Fisher Projects, and I am joined tonight by attorney Brenton Boyce and Dr. Eric Mansfield. And I have invited them to be a part of my village tonight to celebrate my nonprofit's birthday. We are turning 5. I'm turning 5. So happy birthday to us.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I am excited. It has been a lot of ups and downs. Today was a good day. I kind of sat quietly while I was on vacation. A lot of times you hear that if you can make it to 5 years, it's such a great accomplishment. And we'll talk about it a little bit. But for me, going through the pandemic, it was really hard for me to bounce back. So I'm glad to be here. So tonight, what we're doing to celebrate our birthday is we are doing a virtual version of what used to be Breakfast with Tiffany. And so I have two of my really close friends here, and we're going to have a conversation with just some men, just to tell us. We're going to talk from the Black male's perspective. We are calling this part 2. And so we'll talk a little bit. So welcome back. I think we were together in September? No. Yeah, my time is just like all messed up.
I want to say it was
March.
June, right?
June, yeah.
June,
It was June. Okay.
Yeah.
Not that long ago, but June. Okay. What y'all been doing since then?
Just working.
Yeah, just working.
Nothing fun?
Working and traveling. Yeah.
Work, travel, wedding anniversary for me. So.
Yeah.
Okay. What year was this, Brenton?
Year 6.
Hey, congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Happy late anniversary. Okay.
That's good.
So we're going to jump right in. So when we did breakfast before, we talked about just the perspective of a little bit of relationships, society, we talked about a little bit of everything. But since it's our birthday, so we got 2 things going on here. So we're going to celebrate our birthday. But out the gate, we can just go ahead on and tell everybody the reason why I have you 2 here really is an announcement. So the Fisher Projects is revamping. We have moved our program from Greensboro to High Point. And a part of that revamp, a part of our organization is we are getting new board members. And so I am happy to announce that these 2 men are a part of our new board. So I'm excited. I don't know why Eric acting like he's surprised. So y'all in the comments, let's give them a hand clap and welcome them to the Fisher Projects.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
Absolutely. I am excited to have both of y'all. So tell me why you said yes. Other than, I know I'm aggravating and I'm always asking y'all for something, but what made y'all say yes?
Well, another opportunity to serve. So any opportunity that I have to be of service, I have to take it. So definitely, you're doing great things. I got to see you in person and see you in action, and an opportunity to be a part of that. I had to take it.
Thank you, Dr. Mansfield.
Well, I would say just much of the same. I've known you for a long time. I trust you and I trust what you're doing, but also I believe in the mission and what you're trying to do. And it's very simple for me to join something that's very positive and working hard to make young women better, which in part it makes us better. And so I'm proud to be a part of it, and certainly willing to do whatever I can to make sure that it continues to be successful.
Thank you. Thank you. I am a little nervous. I have been telling, and I hate to admit this, I don't like change. And so for the last 5 years, we've basically had, if our board members haven't been with us the entire 5 years, they've been with us at least 3 or 4 years, and we've been in the same school. And so for us to now switch both, I was very nervous. You know, Wayne, as you call him, the mayor, has really been on me about, you know, we do life, you know, we work in High Point, we go to church in High Point, you know, we serve. It was like the perfect opportunity now that we've opened up our business here, you know, to bring our nonprofit here. And so I have kind of been nervous about that, just a change. So a part of that, some of the calm I got was being able to have you guys join me because I feel good about, you know, having two people supporting me that kind of know a little bit of my journey. Two people that, you know a little bit of, sometimes I can be a handful, but still willing, still willing to just jump in there with me and get down and dirty. So tell me what you think about, a lot of times whenever I talk about our board and, you know, sometimes in the past we've had gentlemen, a lot of times women think that, you know, because it's an organization that's all women, that, you know, your board should be, you know, women. You know, we know us best, I guess, you know, sometimes it's kind of, so I wanted to kind of get y'all's perspective on that, and just tell us a little bit about, you know, do you agree? Do you think it's a good idea? And do you have any reservations about partnering and collabing with a bunch of women? You go first.
I have no reservation whatsoever. I believe the best organizations have multiple people, multiple diversities, with different viewpoints and different aspects. I think that it's not our mission to come in and tell you all what to do, but it's certainly our mission to come in and support what you do. And also, I think that there's something positive and powerful for young women to see strong Black men who are doing right and trying to be supportive of them. Because I also think leadership comes in two ways. I think the greatest lesson in leadership is learning how to follow. And if you don't know how to follow, then you shouldn't be leading. And it's also good to see where us as African Americans can come together as men and women and have a dialect and a dialogue where it's not a monologue or one person telling the other person what to do, but it is a true dialogue, taking the best of both ideas and working together for a common good and a common purpose. So I applaud you for opening the door to allow men to be a part of this. And I think it actually strengthens you, not diminish you.
Right. Britton?
And I echo Dr. Mansfield's sentiment. Definitely like the opportunity. I'm glad to be here. I think, especially, I know the bulk of what you guys do is you help kind of empower young ladies, right? And I think it's good to have men be a part of that. So have no problem. I actually love it. And working with the organization full of women, that means y'all going to tell us what to do, and I'll listen. I'm going to do what you tell me, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. I've learned. Am I lying, Eric? You just do what they say. That's what I'm going to do.
Amen.
Do you foresee, or are you nervous that there would be like any challenges or barriers that, you know, are there that would hinder men from supporting us as an organization?
No. I don't.
None whatsoever.
Yeah, again, I think that when there are strong women, there are strong communities. When there's strong men, there are strong communities. I think any time that any organization tries to separate that, I think that organization is a problem in itself.
Yeah,
I don't think that we in our community, we don't suffer from a lack of leadership on either side. We suffer from a lack of leadership coming together and working together for the common good. And so, I think I stand with Attorney Boyce. I'm proud to be here. I can certainly support. You tell me what to do, we'll do it. When you ask us for ideas, we'll give it to you.
Absolutely. I'm excited. How do you think men can use their privilege and their just influence to advocate for women? We talked about this a little bit at breakfast, how, sometimes, women, we roll our necks and stuff and say, oh, I don't need you. And which we know is wrong. But tell us, how do you think you can advocate and use your voices, just to enhance what we're doing?
I believe it's about the conversation that we have when you guys aren't in the room, right? That's the best way to advocate for women when it's just the men in the room, getting our friends, our homies, our boys to support things like this, whether it be financial or just being present.
Right. And it can't be wrong to produce another generation of great women, because all of us have come from women in one fashion or another, right? And so whether our grandmothers did not become great unless somebody taught them. Our wives and mothers and aunties and big mamas, all of them did not become great until somebody taught them. And so it can't be wrong for a group of men to ever support women, especially young women, developing into the kind of women that we want our sons to eventually marry. And so, and I certainly agree with Attorney Boyce, but one of the best things is when women are not around, how we talk to our other friends who are men and say, hey, this is something you should support, because not that it may affect you directly, but it may affect your community, which if it affects your community, then it indirectly affects you. And so I think all of us at this point should be about developing better communities. Don't just bless me, but bless everybody around me. Make sure everybody has access to grocery stores. Make sure that everybody has access to great education. And you just can't do that for your own people. You got to do that for everybody.
Yeah. I love it, love it, love it. So for those, thank you so much for joining us. Dr. Mansfield and Attorney Boyce, they can't see how many people on, but I can see, and hopefully they're seeing some of the comments that we have going up. So I want to just say, if anybody has any questions or comments, you can ask those. This is going to be brief tonight. It really was just an introduction. I wanted everybody to meet two of our newest board members. We have more that we're going to introduce. We will introduce them next month. But just really wanted tonight to introduce. And then I want to talk a little bit about what's next for us. And then I want to talk about fundraising. So for you guys coming to us and knowing a little bit about what we do, y'all ready to give us some suggestions on something that we can do?
As far as fundraising?
Yes.
Okay.
And new projects.
Attorney Boyce, you want to lead? Or?
I would say something daddy-daughter.
Nice. Okay. We don't see that a lot. Like, of course,
if not a dance, like a tea or something like that. Something that brings fathers into the realm of their daughters, right?
Okay.
So, most men, we don't go to teas, right? They don't have teas for brothers all the time. So I think bringing us to that would be awesome. Because
I was getting ready to just say that, like, would you attend a tea?
If it was for my daughter.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And even broaden it for young ladies who don't have fathers in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Be some adoptive fathers who come in and say, hey,
exactly.
we're going to do this. And, I think even to expand it further, to get men who either don't have children of their own or men who are later on in life and their children are grown, it's a way that you can say, hey, look, man, why don't you let your dollars follow this daughter? That she may not be yours by genetics, but she's yours by right, rite of passage. And so, we can, I think a lot of brothers would be very interested in donating to very specific young ladies. I know one of the organizations I supported for the last 20 years is a guy from Fayetteville takes about 40 kids through every HBCU along the East Coast, all the way down into Dillard. I think their final one is at either Dillard, Xavier. I don't think they go into Texas, but he's been doing it for 20 years. I've been giving him money for 20 years to do it. And one of the things that he makes them write a letter. So I get 40 letters. Dear Dr. Mansfield, thank you for allowing us to. And even if I didn't want to, like, I ain't gonna give him no money this year. As soon as that first letter come in, you start crying, like, I wouldn't have ever been able to go see a school. You're like, okay. So as soon as he walks in, you just write the check. Here you go. And so I think developing a relationship to the people that we're helping, those letters particularly to men, saying, hey, because of your donation, I've been able to do this because you come into the tea and just speaking with me and pouring into my life. A lot of times, and this is not a sexist thing, but sometimes when men speak into women, young girls' life, that means a lot more to them than even speaking from some of their own women relatives, because they've not had that. They've not had a man speaking to them without wanting something back, right? And somebody just speaking to them say, I believe that you're going to be successful. I trust in that you're going to be successful. I'm going to do everything I can on my side to make sure you're successful. God has put great things into you, and my expectation of you is to be great. Sometimes hearing that from a brother, it makes a world of difference. And having those kind of those kind of pen pals, those pen relationships, those email relationships, where we just check on them. You give us a list, develop a relationship, and then we start checking on them. That kind of relationship then brings donors in to say, hey man, what do you need for this young lady to get where you need it?
Yeah.
So I think starts off with the tea and the dance, and then it just expands from there.
I love it. So one of the things we do, in case there are those out there, so the Fisher Project's main projects is our Strong Girls Enrichment Program. And we mentor 4th, 5th, and 6th grade girls. And a lot of time people ask us, what do I think is unique and how did we get started? And so I think what's unique about us is number one, we're not educational. So we're not in there, talking about anything that's educational. I hate to say that, but we're not focused on mentoring or math and science or anything there. We really came about with our program to teach life skills and etiquette, because I do feel like for a lot of our girls, we've gotten away from that and experiences. One of the things, for me growing up, my mother was very heavy on making sure we went to Washington, D.C. almost every single summer. Okay. We were very involved in the NAACP. She just made sure we had really good experiences. Even I recently joined our Jabberwock in my sorority. I joined that committee, and it's totally different. They don't even wear white dresses anymore. Like I was devastated. So I feel like as our organization, that was what we are built off of. Teaching life skills and etiquette. We want our girls to know the importance of don't wear your bonnet out the house or your slippers, put some clothes on, no pajamas. And that literally, whenever we formed with our board at the time, that was my conversation. Like, I want our girls to know that, but I also want our girls to go to a play. And I want them to, be familiar with, the museums and how to cut their food at a table, put your napkin in a lap. And so for the last 5 years, we've been making sure that we focus on that. But the new thing that we had in mind that we started and we got away from was building the relationships. And so now each one of our little girls will have that mentor. So we've partnered with an organization at North Carolina A&T where we'll have some girls that are going to be mentoring them. So they will reach out with them and build that relationship with them. But I love this idea because one of the reasons why we have the male panel is because that was one of the things we as women, we were lacking. Regina, I saw your comment because yes, having those mentors for our girls really made a difference, and it was something that we got away from. So I am excited to get back to that.
If I can interject, I would also say don't forget the men in the mentor, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because on those outings that you're talking about, and certainly I'll definitely be willing to sponsor the plays or whatever you're doing. I think that when there's a large showing of men as well, to be there as well, to tell them, hey, maybe your dress is a little bit too high, or maybe you should say it this way instead of saying it that way. In saying it out of love and saying, hey, one day you're going to meet a nice guy, and the nice guy's going to be expecting this. It comes across, when Attorney Boyce says, it comes across different when he says it, So I love everything you're saying. I just want there to be more interjection with us as well. I think men want to give, and they want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And I actually like the fact that it's not educational, right? There are certain things that are just as important as math and reading and writing, and I call it exposure and confidence, right? So by exposing them, you make them better, and by giving them mentors, you give them confidence, and by having males around at certain outings, you also give them a sense of security, right? So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited, very, very excited. Love the fresh ideas already, because I do think we hadn't thought about that. Our focus was giving them the mentorship, to have a big sister, because a lot of them don't. But I love the idea, and everybody can stay tuned because that's probably going to be one of the first things we do this next year is the daddy-daughter tea, because I am excited for them to be able to have that exposure.
Right.
So, last question, kind of closing thoughts. I want to give a call to action. Tiffany's in the back office and she's gonna put up how everybody can donate. But before we do that, I want to talk a little bit about just a little bit, because a lot of times we in the African American community, sometimes we're not good givers. Like, if I'm just completely transparent. Dr. Mansfield, at breakfast, you said something to me that I have quoted a zillion times to myself and telling other people that you said that. And you got on me because you said, I have not because I ask not. And a lot of times I don't ask because I don't like the no. I know. Did you just chuckle at me on the World Wide Web in front of all the people?
I mean, you grew up in that bottom house, sir. You heard no a lot of times.
This is true.
Not like your mama.
No force you to adapt.
This is true. But it has, I don't know, it has been, I'm saying I'm getting out of my way, but it has been so hard. Jessica, thank you. Thank you so much. It has been so hard. I'm like, here we go. And I have a lot of times funded a lot of things just myself because I don't want to hear that no. So tell the people, and really just me, I'm telling y'all to tell me, the importance of us helping each other and just supporting our organization. Like, we need help.
Right.
Like, I don't know any other way of saying it other than in order for us to be successful, I really need the support of my village.
Well, I'm sorry, Attorney Boyce, you want to go?
I would say just give. I actually sent the link out for tonight's discussion to friends, their different group chats. So now that I have people on here that I know, give. Please. Of course, we have the Cash App and down there so you can give. So that's the first way to start. Giving is the easiest thing you can do.
So a couple of things. One, you need to come out, and this is under prayer, and maybe you've already done this. You need to come out with what is your giving goal for this year, and it needs to be something that is beyond your fingertips right now. And then after that, you need to then talk to your board and say, okay, this is how much I really expect from the board to give. Right now, one of the things then you can do is say, at least one of the things that I've done and I'm going to do is that people can have little things over their house, like a little dinner, right, of a few of their friends, and you can tell them ahead of time, hey, look, I'm having dinner at my house, I'm doing all the cooking, I'm bringing all the stuff, this is what I need for you to do. I need for you and your wife to bring me $100 check a piece, and I make it out to Fish Project, and you invite 10 people over. 10 people over, come over, bring $100 a piece, $1,000 right there, and boom, in your hand. So, and those are all people that we know individually. So each one of us has a network, and then we have a close network within our own network that we know $100 ain't gonna be nothing to them. We know some folks we can go there and say, dude, I need $500. I don't want to hear nothing else. You spent $500 last night in the club. Give me $500. And they're going to give it to you, right? Without even sucking their teeth, especially if you tell them for what it's for, right? Which means that you don't have to have a big program to raise because you got people raising small amounts. You as the ED have to tell us this is where we're headed. We're going north and we're going at this speed, and this is our benchmark. Until you give us a benchmark, we don't really have a reason to go out and get it for you.
Okay.
So you got to tell us, hey, we want to raise $5,000 this year. We want to raise $10,000 this year. You getting up and saying we want to raise some money don't resonate, right? When you get up there and saying we need to raise $5,000 for these kids, everybody, y'all go out. And so if it's $5,000, man, people have 5 parties and bring in $5,000. You know your goal was too low.
We can get one of those gold the paper thermometer looking things to go where we can keep track of where we are.
Yeah.
So having goals is great.
But you got to tell all these people who are on here right now, you got to tell us what is it that you want.
Okay. I think that is going to be our first order of business. As you both know, our first meeting, we meet October 21st. So that will be our first goal to revamp our overview and then really build from there. Okay. All righty. Thank y'all so much for helping us to kick off year number 5. We are doing, so our Strong Girls, our enrichment program, we are doing Spirit Week with them. So for those who want to participate with us, every day we have a theme. So today was red, which is why I got all this red on. I forgot to tell y'all, please forgive me. So we have something that we're doing with our girls every day this week. Tomorrow is throwback photo day. So the girls are gonna post pictures from our beginning up until now. So everybody be on the lookout for that. We're doing a day where we're paying it forward. So we're gonna ask people, because one of our things we focus on as an organization is our service. So we will be doing that one day. And then just a couple of things. So every day there will be something. So I'm asking everybody to tune into our social media pages and share, like, share, and participate with us. So closing remarks. We're like for both of you, just to give us some closing remarks. Tell us what you're looking forward to the most by serving on the board.
Looking forward to seeing the impact we make, right? I think because of your vision, and it is your vision, we're just coming along for the ride. And I look forward to being there and helping in whatever capacity that I can assist. And I look forward to seeing the impact.
Okay.
Yeah, just to continue what Britton said, same thing. It does not yet appear what we shall be. Right? I mean, we're putting in the seed, and we're going to have to till the soil, but the fruit is going to be so great. Mm-hmm. And it's really, and fruit is made for other people. The fruit ain't made for us, right? And so we're going to create some young women who 10 years from now are going to be governors and mayors and CEOs and, running the Fisher Project themselves.
Yeah.
We'll all sit back and just be amazed at what God has done. We're just the catalyst. We're just the start. But we don't know where God's going to take it.
Yeah.
So I'm just excited to see where it goes, and certainly honored to be asked, and thankful to be under your leadership.
Thank you so much. I'm excited. Thank you both for being here with me tonight, just to give the world a snippet of, what we do. And I'm excited. Thank you both for your service. And for those that have tuned in, thank you so much for joining us. We are going to have some more great announcements in the next couple of weeks. So I just want to end with saying thank you and stay tuned. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Bye, Dot Bynum.